Well, just out of curiosity, I mean, when it comes to like map design and sort of designing a map that accommodated a variety of different play styles, were there any particular challenges with a 2-lane structure versus 3-lane, or did 2 lanes kind of open it up and make it easier to adapt?
It's hard regardless,
yeah,
in any lane map, because you're trying to give enough variety to every play style so that anyone can be successful.
Absolutely.
But you're absolutely right, is that 2 lanes does focus it even more, and you really have to be precise on the overwatches and what engagements you want. There, is it medium or long? To this bunker, how am I going to get in the bunker? Is there enough cover and engagements that I can be CQB and I can be short so that I can be successful? And that's where this tunnel kind of originated from, was you had these 2 lanes in this big open arena, and CQB guys and short-range guys just could not get out and take this bunker at all. So we were joking, it was like, let's add a bunker, right? And we threw it in, and it actually worked, and that's sort of the iterative process of, regardless of things sound silly, you got to try them. So it's got enough variety that it feels fresh, like Matt was saying, and it offers something for everyone. But it was difficult to get there to make sure that it's got that offering.
All right. Last map on our list, Cryogen, located out in the Dead Sea. No?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that was a question. It was,
It's a sea that's dead.
Tell me more.
Yeah, that's right. So this is actually a really interesting map, because we tried to do a cryogenic prison on BO2.
Okay.
But it didn't work. It failed. We cut it internally. It just didn't work. We didn't have the tools and the design that we wanted, that we felt good about doing it. So we've always had this idea to bring it back. And with the Black Ops 3 core movement system and everything else, it was the right time. And it felt right when we were designing it to bring it back. So it's really got some interesting stuff with this sort of King of the Hill aspect that we've got going on in the middle.
Yeah, I consider this map kind of our core movement playground.
Okay.
We've taken a lot of the learnings from free run DLC maps that we've done previously and kind of pushed those a little bit further. So we've got some really cool cylinders on the interior of the space that are going to force that player to, if you want to take that power point of the kind of main cylinder, you're going to have to wall run. You're going to have to use the skills that you've learned for the past 8 months to get to that point.
Sure.
And at the same time, a lot of the walls here in this level have been rounded off, so it's really going to allow you to keep those wall runs moving and chain those from one to the other.
All right. All right, we covered a lot of ground on the multiplayer maps. Any final thoughts that you want to add?
Miles, what you got?
Oh, I've said it before when we previously talked about DLC too, but I'm super proud of the team, because we're continually challenging and pushing ourselves throughout each DLC. And like Matt said, is every failure and success, both internally and how the public are giving us feedback, which is great when it's not mean, stop being mean, is really good. And we take that and we critically think about what the problems are. So I'm super happy that we're continually learning and pushing ourselves. And each of these maps, even Empire, which is great, offers something new that players haven't experienced before, and I think they're really going to enjoy it. So.
All right.
Cool.
Well, that is what people can expect tomorrow on the multiplayer front with Descent. But we are joined by the ever-elusive studio design director, David Vonderhaar. David, welcome.
Hashtag not red.
All right, so Descent comes out tomorrow, but that's not all we have for people this week. Something coming out on Friday. Tell us more.
I hear this is my one more thing moment right now.
This is your one more thing.
Right now. So we wanted to come on the stream, talk to everybody about something that we've been working on, a couple of months in the making now. Not something you'd normally do this late in the cycle. You'll read about it in the patch notes, which just went up with the title update that you're probably downloading right now, and that's Fracture. So Fracture is a brand new game mode. We're going to put it out on Friday. We're going to put it out in the bonus playlist. And what this does is allows us and you to work together to try to figure out what Fracture will need from all of us to promote it into that core category, right? There's a lot of playlists in this game. Every time you do a playlist, you split the matchmaking up just one more tiny, small groups of players. So it's actually really important for us to get that right always and make sure that we have a healthy, sustained population so you can find good matches in there. Fracture is really exciting for us. It's really fun for us to play internally. I think you get a lot of really kind of heated conversation about sort of how to pivot the mode and what's the best parts of it and where to take it. And we're having a lot of fun with that conversation. So working with Dan Bunting and the team, we really thought the best way to go about that was to actually just stop holding on to it as we were doing and give it to you so that we can kind of extend the conversation that we're having internally into you. So I'm sure our friends at Reddit and other places will help us create the official places to have that dialogue and conversation. So on Friday, probably around 10 a.m., Fracture will be in bonus, so you'll have bonus Fracture, and then you can play it. Matt, why don't you tell them about Fracture?
Yep. So Fracture, thank you, Vaughn, by the way. So when we set out to bring a new game mode, we had a bunch of ideas. It's kind of how we did with Safeguard. But we know that two teams focused on a single objective is fun. We found that from Hardpoint. We found that from Safeguard. We realized some other game modes in in Black Ops 3 are very popular, like Kill Confirmed, with the act of killing an enemy and him dropping an object. So we kind of threw all of that in the mix, and we came out with Fracture. So what Fracture is going to be is two teams pitted against each other. When you kill an enemy, he's going to drop what we call a core file. You'll see that on the ground as an orange object. It's a unique asset to the game, so it won't look like anything else. You'll want to go pick up that core file, similar to how you would in Kill Confirmed. But the difference here is that once you pick that up, it's going to be on your person. You're going to hold that. You'll be able to see how many core files you're holding. You can hold up to 10. And then in order to score for your team, you're going to want to go find the Fracture site, which is the deposit point. So you want to take all of your core files to the Fracture site. That Fracture site's going to be online for about a minute when it releases on Friday. And you want to stand in that deposit point. And as you stand there, you will deposit your core files. That's how you're going to score for your team.
So it takes about quarter second per core file, so it's not you don't just get to run and then that's it. You go there, and if you have a lot, it's very satisfying. Score sort of building up. It's a 25 score per event. The mode can have really big swings. So I think what's pretty interesting from the scoring side for us that you don't normally see is normally there's the score goes up by 1. Here, the score can actually be 5 and then go up to 10 because someone drops into the Fracture point, pops out 5. You can really cut somebody off, take out them, pick up all the core files that they were carrying, take all those back and capture them. And you can get these kind of very interesting swifts. I think we have a 10-minute timer right now, and it's 60 fragments.
Yep.
So the games are lasting 7 minutes, 8 minutes, somewhere in there.
Yeah, about 8 minutes.
Yeah, so it's it'll play in sort of the Call of Duty time that you're all familiar with and like, but you can get those kind of weird swings. Guys like Miles who like to sort of chase the edges of the map and mop up. He can come back and get you when you least expect it.
The best feeling in the world, and I can't wait for the public to feel it, is when you see a guy and you see that he's got the little orb, which means he's carrying stuff, and you kill him and pop him, and all the core files blow up. Yeah. It's like candy. It's like a piñata, right? You just want to go get him, but then that's the really interesting gameplay mechanics is, do you go out and get it? When? Do you wait for your team? Yeah. Right? There's a lot of new things that have added upon all the other game modes that we've sort of taken into this soup, basically, and out come Fracture. And it's really fun, and I think players are going to enjoy it.
You guys have it running in all the maps, right? We didn't hold back on any maps, so we could try small, medium, and large maps, kind of get a different thing. How many Fracture points are there usually per map?
Typically about 4 per map.
About 4, and they're rotating linearly or randomly?
Right now, we always start at the middle one, and then we'll go random from there, but that's one of the knobs we can kind of turn. We can go completely random. We can go linear like Hardpoint. For right now, it is random.
So why do we do random instead of a linear fashion?
Yeah. I will tell you. Give me a chance. So, like with Hardpoint, we really wanted to push that structured set up at the next Hardpoint, set up your defenses. But with this and with the possibility of such big swings in the score, we found that random worked a little bit better after the first one, just for the simple fact that we didn't really want teams to set up too hard at the Fracture sites. We want to give people a chance to get in there. Now, once it's online, sure, you can set up, but you're not going to know where it's going to be until it shows up online. But again, that's one of those knobs we can turn.
I think this game mode is really, what we've seen internally is it's forcing you to play with your team. You can lone wolf, right? But it's going to be extremely difficult because if you die and you drop those core files, you've essentially given it to the other team. So you're encouraged to really stay by your team and protect them and pick up their core files and really work as a team.
You find inspiration wherever you can as a developer. In this case, for me, the thing that was really kind of inspiring, the reason why I really like the mode is I like the pack hunting mentality. I like when 2 or 3 of us kind of roll together, sort of pick up each other's messes, and then if you go down, then I can pick up what you drop. You get this kind of really kind of escalating tidal wave of awesomeness that happens when you score in. And Friday, 10 a.m. See you there.
But what I thought was really cool is that, like, I mean, going into the bonus playlist. I mean, first of all, this thing is like ready for prime time. But
yeah,
like
it's fully polished.
What the team has done is, I mean, sort of open up the door to sort of tweaking and tuning and moving it to the core playlist.
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously done lots of tuning in the game throughout the 8 months that we've been out with Black Ops 3. But normally we go in and we're pretty confident, like, this is the rules the mode should have, this is the score limit, this is how the spawning should work. And we're confident here, too. Like, there's a lot of us who think that the mode will play really good as is. But there's the dialogue. I think the fun part now is after 8 months of Black Ops, you can actually have a conversation with people about sort of, what are they experiencing? And then you maybe use it as a learning opportunity to teach how to work with the developer to kind of polish something in a certain way or take it a certain direction. So, like, mostly it's like we have these conversations. We have them every time we play test. So how do we have that conversation with fans? How do we have that conversation with players? Like, that's what I want to get out of it. That's what I'm really excited about. So, like, Matt and I would talk a lot about, the importance of positive spawn influencers for friendlies in the mode. And if you turn that up or down, how does the mode change? What behaviors happen then? So what I want to do with this thing, with Matt and the crew, is say to the fans, okay, here's everything you've been saying. We're going to take this knob and we're going to turn it all the way to the right. We're going to do that for a day, a week, a month, it depends. And then this is what we expect to have happen, and then what really happens, and then just start that dialogue, because it's a really good chance. I think a lot of developers and even us, it's a great chance for us to kind of figure out how to reconnect with the fans about how to go about developing something. There's a lot of smart people here that work very hard to make something like this come together, but there's way more of you than there is of us, always. And that will always be true. So how do you have that conversation? And I think now things are maybe just a little more calmed down, after 3 DLCs. Just a little bit. Not much. Yeah, I think we still have to do something after this DLC, don't we? Some other DLC.
I think it goes to 4.
What?
Yeah,
4.
That's right.
Buzzkill. That's right. All right. Well, cool. That's Fracture out on Friday.
Friday, 10 a.m.
All right. There is a list of other things to look forward to. Not only do we have Fracture coming out on Friday, tomorrow morning, Jason Blundell is going to be on the PlayStation stream, twitch.tv/PlayStation, to talk and stream zombies. Get that out of the way before you tune into game. That's right, you just saw that. That's a trademark Rafis move right there. 11 a.m., Game with Devs. You'll see some of these very good-looking gentlemen on that stream tomorrow. Wow. That's 11 a.m., Twitch, YouTube. I don't know, we might even go Facebook. Who knows?
Don't do it.
Let's try that again. There we go. And then, 2 in the afternoon, we've got a live stream with the one, the only Kyrie Irving. That will be at 2 o'clock with Swifter, Typical Gamer, and Hike the Gamer. They'll be playing a little bit of Descent. Follow at Call of Duty for details. That's it from us. We've got Descent coming tomorrow. Thank you to Jason Blundell, Mr. Vonderhaar, Miles, Matt, and we will see you guys online tomorrow, 11 a.m. Have a good one.
Just when I thought today couldn't get any worse. I got plenty of work for a self-starter. Consider it done. Step 1. Alright, keys decrypted. Let's do this. Cheap. Nasty. Suits you. Done. And done. Open it up. Totally genuine. Totally not a knockoff. Totally.